My name
Olive.
And this is the story of the time I
Went to jail because some old grandpa snitched on me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this video for a while now, and some of you probably don't even believe that this happened. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof to show you guys because they wouldn't let me take my phone in the police station, well, the jail, so I was kind of screwed. So basically, it all started. My cousin was picking me up, and she was driving me to her house because she forgot something, and she has these neighbors, and her neighbors are not chill whatsoever, like the total opposites. And I'll get more into detail about the actual neighbors later, but basically they have 3 cameras pointed at my cousin's house. They call the cops for no reason all the time, like, oh, their fire's too high, oh, they're being too. Keep in mind, these people, they like hardly ever throw parties, so it's like never loud at their house, and their dog doesn't even bark. So I don't even know, man, like the loudest thing in their house probably would be their TV. Like, what do you mean? What do you actually mean? And that makes me so. Now, before I continue the story, just know I do not, what is my hair? I do not condone anything that I did in this video. I was just being stupid and ignorant. I was being about as ignorant as their neighbors. So yeah. So their neighbors are real jerks. Obviously they're, yeah, by the way, sorry if my face looks really red in this video, not that it matters. My face is just always naturally red now. It wasn't like that when I was younger. I guess it's just pure puberty. But my acne, like, this is the worst my pimples have ever been. Like, I have cake on my face, like layers, and you can still see my pimples and my redness. That's how bad it is. And I'm actually going to the dermatologist tomorrow for it because it's just getting really bad. Like, usually I don't wear foundation to school because my pimples, but this week I'm gonna have to cake my face like a painting. And like, it got so bad yesterday, like it felt and looked like my face was sunburned. Like, it was horrible. Also, keep watching my YouTube channel. I do have another Roast Yourself challenge coming up for you guys, and I think it's better than the last one. I know the Roast Yourself challenge was a thing literally a year ago, but whatever, you know, it's whatever. That got the most views. I'll just keep my subscribers happy. Anyways, back on. Okay, I decided to change the angle because that light was bothering me. But anyways, so we're at her house, and I get out of the car. I was like, dude, do you dare me to like flip the camera off or something? Because she was telling me all these stories, like, oh, her friend flashed them once. I was like, oh, that's funny, you know, whatever. They didn't do anything about it. And no, before all this, so we're pulling up in her driveway, right? And I noticed something. I'm like, go back, did you see that? She was like, no. So there's literally like a huge camera tied to like a plastic green lawn chair, you know what I mean? Like those plastic, like cheap ones. Like, it was a camera, and it was pointed towards their driveway, and then they have another camera in their backyard on the fence facing into their backyard where they have a pool and stuff, so you can watch them swim and whatever. And I don't know where the third one's at. That's just what she told me. So yeah, I was like, dude, is that new? She's like, I never noticed that before. I was like, that is weird. So my teenage self wanted to go flip off of this new camera. So I go up there, I'm flipping it off, I'm saying F you, F you. Like, I didn't repeat that many times, but I was, you know, just insulting them to the max. I was like, dude, dare me to throw something at it? Because, like, I didn't, mean to, like, what I really wanted to do was go over there and take the camera off, which I'm glad I didn't, because I probably would be even in more trouble than I already am. So she has, like, a stack of wood alongside her house, and I grabbed a stick, like, a small stick, and I was like, I threw it over there, and I missed. I was like, oh, I missed, you know? So I'm walking back to the car, and then this old man comes out. He's like, hey, stop throwing stuff! And I'm just like, I ran. As you guys know, I'm an awkward person, okay? So I didn't know how to handle a situation like that. Usually when I'm doing rebellious things, like, haha, rebellious teen. I hate myself. So I didn't know what to do. I just looked at him and I darted, and I'm running up to my cousin. So I've already recorded this video once, and I did a demonstration with Barbie dolls and a Barbie car, but it just turned out really weird, and I thought you guys would have probably left the video. So I'll try my best to explain. So basically, imagine like car, okay, car. So this is the driver's seat, and I'm sitting right in the passenger seat. So she's on this side. Okay, so just keep in mind there's a car here. And so I'm over here, then this old man is yelling at me, so I'm running around the car, talking to my cousin, right? And, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, he's outside, he's outside! And then she's like, dude, get in the car. And I'm like, dude, I can't, like, unless you want me to, like, crawl over you, you know? So she's like, go inside. So I go inside her house, which is this way, and so she's still in the car. Then this old man walks up to her, apparently. Well, this is what I heard. So I was in the house for, like, 10 minutes until so she comes in and gets me, and she's like, dude, I talked to him. And I was like, what'd he say? Like, what the heck? Like, So basically, he just walked up to her and said, like, did you see what she just did? Like, she just flipped off my camera and, like, threw a stick in it. It was, like, just whatever. And he was calling me names and stuff. Wow, my face looks really red. So he goes back inside, and then that's when my cousin comes in, gets me, tells me, whatever. So I go back in the car. I'm like, bro, you're lying. Like, he's still out there. Like, you're just trying to embarrass me. She was like, no, dude, I swear. Like, he's gone. Let's get out of here. Like, let's hop out. So, you know, I go in the car, and we're driving home, and I'm flipping off the camera, as we're, like, driving away. And just to let you guys know, this was all really a joke, like, for my own and my cousin's entertainment. Like, we were laughing about it. And in the car on the way home, I'm like, we're, like, joking, like, oh, this is gonna be a story time, whatever. And now it really is a story time. So when we're driving back to my it's literally the next day because I'm a pro YouTuber, and you guys have been waiting for this video for like 2 days. Actually, no, like 3, because, you know, I'm just that great of a... Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Ew. Anyways, so we're driving back to my grandma's, and we just kind of forget about, like, the whole... Until my grandma calls me downstairs, because my cousin's mom, you know, hit her up on the phone, you know. And so basically when my cousin's mom got home, her neighbors literally first thing went over. They were waiting for her to get home, and were like, oh, this girl, like this girl that was at your house did this, did that, whatever. So I'm just like, dang. So she told my grandma everything, and my grandma was like, did you? I was like, yeah, and she was like, oh, you don't do that. And my cousin's stepdad was like laughing the whole time, like, was proud that I did it, basically. So I was like, yeah, you the one. So she's just saying, oh, you don't do that, like, you shouldn't have done that, like, that was really rude, whatever. And she was telling me how they were just now starting to become civil, which it was untrue. It was just, what she meant by that was, for like a month or something, a few weeks, they haven't really called the cops on them lately. So it was kind of like all good. They weren't on, like, talk. Then an hour later, I hear her on the phone, and she's like, oh, they called the police and all this? And I was like, what? Why? What? So she comes upstairs, and she's like, did you hear what I said? I said, no. She said, you gotta go into jail tomorrow at 2. And basically she was telling me how the police girl that I was gonna talk to came to my house, because I was at my grandma's. She comes to my house and told my mom about it. My mom was like, oh, that's not my daughter, even though, like, if you know me, it's not really surprising that I did this. Like, I don't know why she was like, that's not my daughter? Like, yeah, it is. I mean, I've done worse, so... Like, by worse, I don't mean, like, I was, like, stolen. Like, I'm not, like, drugs. You know, like, this wasn't that bad compared to what other people go to jail for. Like, it wasn't even really bad. It was just me being, like, stupid. Like, it's just... it makes me so mad because... Never mind. Anyway, so basically these people called the cops on me because I flipped off their camera and attempted to throw a stick at it. So I was low-key a little bit nervous because I've never had any contact with the police, like, ever. Like, I'm not that bad of a kid, and I don't really do illegal things besides not wear my seatbelt because, you know, I'm not a goody-goody, but I'm definitely not, like, a freaking piece of trash. I mean, I look like one, but I'm not one. So I go to the police station. I'm not as intimidated because I'm talking to a woman there. So I think maybe she'll understand more. She was very, you know, I thought she would be more chill, honest. She was not really chill. She was like, I don't know, she was straight to the point, you know. She wasn't like mean. Like, I don't know how to explain it. She definitely did not have sympathy for me like most people do, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just like, I'm just kind of describing the way she acted. And so they go into this room, like, you know, in movies, like, it's like a room and then there's a door, just 2 chairs and a table, and you're talking to. That's what I was in, but I was with my cousin and my grandpa. She was straight up like, so tell me what you did the other night. And I told her, and she was like, well, that's not what I heard. I was like, excuse me? Because that's what I did. Like, basically they told her a bunch of lies. They weren't like far off though, like, oh, she's still silly stringed our house or anything, like, but it was just incorrect information. They said, basically she was like trying to scare me. I was not scared at all. I'm not saying like, I'm not afraid of the cops, like, I'm like, no, it was just like, I wasn't intimidated. I don't know, I'm not easily intimidated at all. Not because I think I'm superior than anybody. It's just how I am. Like, I'm not easily scared. Like, literally, no scary movie. Like, even when I was little, I was not scared by scary movies or anything. I'm not easily scared. Not easily. The only thing that scares me is having to move to Florida this summer. I really don't want to. I might make a video about that in the future if I do end up going, like a vlog or something. Anyways, back onto the story. So she was kind of warning me, not really threatening me, that if they did press charges, I would have to go to court, and I could have gone to a detention home or, you know, juvie. I'm like, would I actually go to juvie for flipping off a camera? Is that really what this world has come to today? What? And she's like, I heard it's worse than jail. Now, I don't know, because I have never experienced jail or juvie, but honestly, if I went to juvie for that reason, it would be, honestly, stupid. So anyways, she said that they told her that I trespassed and I vandalized and I harassed them. So I was not paying attention to what I was doing. I wasn't paying attention if I was on their property or not, so I just kind of went along with it, like, oh, I trespassed. Which is kind of stupid, because people walk through my yard all. If I see one kid, like, step a foot on my grass, I'm not going to be like, 911, this kid trespassed. Like, that's so retarded. And I don't even believe in, like, like, lots and stuff, because I believe, like, this world as a whole, like, the United States is just a whole piece of land. How can you say that you own a part of it? Like, it's all grass. It just doesn't make sense to me, and I don't like that, because I'm all about the environment and whatever, and it's just like, how can people say that they own this piece of grass? Like, I understand owning, like, a notebook or something, owning a car, owning a road, but I just don't understand just owning a yard and everything. I don't know, I just don't like it. I'm probably the only one that thinks that. Like, unpopular opinion. But anyways, so they said all that, and I did not agree with half that stuff. So they were saying I vandalized because I threw a stick at it. And, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, like, this is the most important part of the story. So while I was doing all these things, like flipping off, whatever, the camera was off, but little did I know these people were in the window in their living room watching me do this. That's how they got all this information. So I guess from their perspective, they saw me hit the camera, which I didn't. That's why I yelled, "Oh, I missed!" Why would I say that if I didn't miss, you know? So they saw me, they heard me say all these cuss words, which it was very vulgar. I was just like joking around, like it was really stupid stuff, like, oh, you guys suck, whatever. It was stupid, like petty, childish stuff, you know? And I didn't know they were watching me the whole time until I turned around and then this guy comes outside. So I was a little freaked out. Like I said, vandalism, in my definition, is damaging another's property. So spray painting, breaking something, throwing at something at like somebody's window, you know, breaking somebody's car. But I didn't break anything. I didn't hit anything. So you cannot call that vandalism. Even if I attempted to, which I did not mean to break the camera. I just wanted to like throw a stick at it. I don't know, like maybe knock the camera in. But I missed because I suck at sports. Do you guys understand this? So she's talking to me this whole time. And so my grandpa asked me to leave the room, so I did, but I could still hear the conversation. I'm sitting outside the room, and there's this little boy, like in kindergarten, staring at me the whole time, making me feel so uncomfortable, and I just ignored him while I tried to listen to their conversation. So my grandpa is saying, like, because the officer does not believe that the cameras are pointed at my cousin's house, which every single one is. They have one, you know, even my cousin said they have a camera pointed to right where I park. Like, why why? And then the police officer's like, well, as long as it's not on their property. Well, one literally is on their property first. But still, like, why is that even legal? Like, why is it even legal to have, like, I understand having cameras, you know, outside your, like, right on top of your, like, your front door or something to, like, see if people break in. Like, I understand that. Or having cameras in your house. But, like, why have them pointed at somebody else's property in somebody else's backyard? So the officer's like, well, I seen it, and none of them were really pointed to their property. And I don't know if I said this already, but they probably could have changed the directions of the camera before she came. They could have took, or maybe they just didn't show them all, but they definitely are there. They've been there for like years now. And so, but she doesn't believe this. So my grandpa is, so this whole time they're really trying to back me up. None of my family agrees with what I did, but they do agree that, you know, why I did it. So my grandpa is saying, like, if they're pointed in her backyard where they can see my granddaughter in like a bathing suit and stuff, then we have a problem. Like, we will have a problem. And meanwhile, my cousin is quiet like the entire time, and she finally speaks up and she's like, yes, they are pointed to my house. Like, they are, you know. So yeah, that was basically that, and I went home, and I don't know if this will affect my future at all. Like, so yeah, this video isn't really clickbait because I actually did go to jail. And honestly, I'm glad they didn't press charges because, you know, it's not like I'm scared to, like, go to court or anything. Like, I wouldn't care if they pressed charges, but if they did, it would just make them seem crazier than they already are. And, by the way, I forgot to mention a few things at the beginning of the story. So go back to when me and my cousin were leaving her house. So after I've done all that camera stuff, she's telling me that there's a couple that live there, and they're old, so you can assume they have grandchildren. And I actually know one of their grandchildren. One of their grandchildren actually watches my videos. So hey, Keegan, what's up? If you know who I'm talking about, do not, you know, harass him at all because of something his grand did, you know? Yes. Yeah, he watches my videos, so, just know that this video is about your grandparents, and I don't like your grandma. So my cousin was telling me as we're going home that it's not the old man that's crazy, it's his wife. And she said that the old man was actually looked like he was about to cry. He was telling her what I did, and that made me feel really bad. And she was telling me, no, it's the wife that always calls the cops, it's the wife that put up the cameras, like, and that made me feel bad. His name's Sherman is such a sad name. So guys, I guess I'm gonna end the video here. Make sure to subscribe and like. I don't like freaking advertising. More weird content like this. And I'll see you guys later.